Hi, everybody. Let's talk about your first project. This is Mrs. Prosser, and we are going to start with WeVideo with a basic travel ad. So, for part one of this travel ad, we need to do a couple of things. After you sign into WeVideo, the first thing you'll need to do, and we'll do this in class, but the first thing is go to Projects, and you're going to create a new project here. So you'll go Create New Project. And you can title this, we're going to call this, we'll just call it travel ad. You'll choose personal. You're not going to be working with other people in this. You don't need a description. I'm just going to click next. I'm going to go to next. I'm going to ignore all this. And what I'm going to do next is go to create video, because I actually need to create a video now. So the first thing we're going to need to do after this is we need to choose a country, state, or city you want to focus on for your ad. I'm going to go with Ireland, just because I am thinking maybe not too many people will choose it. Then we need to find and download images. So we're starting with images before video. And the key is, if you Google images, you're going to get low quality images most of the time. So we're going to go to either Unsplash or Pixabay to find images. I prefer Pixabay personally, but that's just my preference. I'll search for Ireland. And you can also choose images or photo, like illustrations. If I wanted illustrations, there's different things. So you can use any of these. They actually also have videos on here, but we won't worry about that for now. The key is, what's so great about this at least, is there's so many things on here and it's free. These are totally free. So I'm going to basically choose a couple images I like. I like this one. I'm going to open that in a new tab. I'm going to open, well, I like all the clovers, and I like this thatched roof building. Okay. So for this first assignment, you just need 3 pictures. So I chose 3, and I'm going to download them. To download them at the full quality, because you want to download at the highest quality possible so you have a really nice, crisp image. To do that, you'll want to click here in free download, choose the largest one for JPEG or PNG, and then click download. It will ask you to sign in. You can just use your school account to sign in or create an account. Really easy. So I'm going to do that for all 3 of the images. Download, close, download. Okay, so I have 3 images. You can always have more, but minimum is 3 right now. The next step after you find and download images is to find music. Bensound is a great website for free music. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to find some quick free music. You can go by category. You can go by, what's popular. There's so many things on here. I'm going to just use this first one, and you can test it. I'm just going to download, go to the free download. You'll see this one says free license with attribution. So we are going to, at some point later, we'll credit that it came from this website, but we'll talk about that another day. So I've done the first couple things. I've chosen a country. I downloaded a couple or 3 images. I'll put at least 3, and then find music. Find and download music. All right. So next is adding the photos and music to your project. So let me go back to the project. If you want to be on media, there's some other options here. We want to be on media. That's where all your media will be, videos, images, all of that. It's really helpful to have folders. Otherwise, things get very messy when you have multiple projects. So what you want to do is right-click in here. So in the My Media folder, right-click and go to New Folder. And what we're going to do is create a new folder for this project. So I'm going to call it Travel Ad. Create. And then you want to double click to open that up before you start adding your files. And basically you just click and drag those files in and it will add them. You can also go to import and add them this way, but you can also just drag them right in. It'll take a minute and they'll upload. So when it's done with this little blue bar, that means they're in. And then let's take a look at the next step. So I've added my media. Next step is moving the photos and music into the project's timeline. So down here, this is the timeline. You can see like the time on the top here. And I'm just going to download, I'm going to actually just drag these in one at a time. And then I'm going to drag in the music. And you'll see it'll turn red if you try to put it on a video track because this is audio. So if you look here, you'll see there's video tracks and audio tracks. You'll always be able to add more of these if you want, but for this first project, this is pretty basic. We only need one here. Although actually, I'm going to recommend you move these to the first or like the lower video track and leave the top video track open, and I'll show you why. But first, just make sure you have your 3 clips there, and you can just, what's great is you can click, drag them. It's really easy to use WeVideo. If you're thinking, I want to zoom in more, down here, you can zoom out and zoom in. So I can actually zoom way in if I want to be closer. And if I play this, to play, you just press spacebar. And it will show me what I have so far. These aren't the most exciting right now because they're just still images, but it's fine for now. And this is a preview. It's not full quality because it would slow down your internet connection a lot if it was showing this at full quality. So that's why you'll be looking at this thinking, those images are a little blurrier than I thought they were going to be. Now, after you have your 3 images in and you have music in, and you don't need to worry about clipping this because we're going to add more to this project later. The next step is to add a title at the beginning. Oh man. Your interesting place. You are advertising. All right. I don't know why that's red, turning red. So the next thing is going to be adding text. So instead of my media, you're going to add text. So you'll click here on text. And you'll notice there's options over here like static. Static means text that does not move. Motion means text that moves. And it has all sorts of like cool stuff that's in here you can try. I'm going to just choose, I'll do this one because it looks fun. And actually, if you click on it, it'll give you a preview of what it looks like. So you can kind of click on these to see which you like. Maybe I'm like, maybe I like that. So once you pick one, you click and drag it down, and you want to put this in the top bar. And the reason you want to put this in the top is that it will layer it on top of the video underneath. If I were to put it down here and play, you'll see the text doesn't show up. So you have to think, what do you want on top? That's what needs to be in the top track here. And then if you're thinking, well, I don't want it to say main text, all you have to do is double click on that text, and then you have properties in here. So you can choose some different things here. Right now it says main text. I'm going to change that to Ireland. And, best vacation ever. I don't know. You can choose what you'd like. You can also choose different fonts. There's all sorts of options here for both of these. You can also choose sizes here. It's on auto right now. So like if I drag this, it'll actually just resize it automatically for me. But I can also just change these numbers to resize it. I can change the colors. Maybe I want these dots to be black. I don't know. Maybe I want them to be green. You can pick like a very specific color if you want a very specific color. Anyway, up to you. And there's some properties. You can change the scale and flip it and rotate it. You're probably not going to need to do any of that. If you want to move it, it's honestly, instead of typing in things here, the easiest thing to do is just click and drag it around. Once you're happy with it, just go to Save Changes. And then I'm going to go to the beginning and play this. And then it should cycle between or through my different images with music. And that's all you have to do for the first part here. So if we look over this, you find basically 3 photos, find music, add those to your project. You move those photos and the audio in, so you have the photos and music. And then lastly, you add some text at the beginning, introducing the location you're focusing on. Again, we're going to add more to this. So this is just like step one. So if you're thinking this is kind of terrible, it's just 3 images. It is. It's kind of terrible so far. But this is us starting with WeVideo and learning the basics. So we'll do more with this. But for now, when you're done, you can just click, you can go up here and go to save if you want to just double check that you've saved it. And then if I end up going back to WeVideo, I can click up here. To get back to my project, you just go to projects and you'll find your video here. And under edits, this will be like the edit you are working on. Exports are like once you save it, you'll see like the saved video files here. Yeah, and there's some different things. There is another way to add media, and we'll talk about that another day. But for now, I think it's okay to just have your media in one of your media folders. With that, I'm going to stop this video, but just follow these directions, and hopefully this video, if you got stuck, helps you get through any of the steps. Take care, and can't wait to continue working on this project.